Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before I did this video today, I was just going to share something with you. And by the way, let me give you the disclaimer. I'm not making any money on this. That seems to be a big issue in today's world, making money. But this right here is something that has really helped me, and I wanted to show you that this is from the Vitamin Shop. Now, many of you know I have AFib, and I've had 2 surgeries. I had the second surgery maybe a couple of months ago, and it fixed my AFib. I'm pretty sure it got it right. But still, you know, when you're, I think just about everyone at some point you feel you'll feel like a flutter in your heart every once in a while, or in your chest, that kind of thing. But one thing that I was told by a doctor in this whole process is that we all in the world today have a magnesium deficiency, and magnesium is what calms your body. And it doesn't just improve your heart situation, but it also helps with the deficiency in your body, and it helps with a lot of things. And there's books written on it. You can find them. Now, I'm no doctor, but I had a doctor tell me that this is the one to get. This is what I did. And I ordered it. By the way, this is Vitamin Shop. That's SHOPPE.com. And I ordered this, and the doctor told me to take 6 of these a day. Okay. The capsules are like, I don't remember how many milligrams, but anyway, you're supposed to get like 600, 800 milligrams a day in your body. Anyway, this has completely changed the way my body feels. And she said it took 30 days to get in your system, in order to really be in your system. And I'm about that far in now, and I literally feel better. And I was just going to mention that for what it's worth. I've talked to people on this channel about that before. Now let's go to digital assets. Jonathan D at XRP_YD7. We can't go forward without talking about the elephant in the room. Breaking U.S. jets also spotted departing from IN, wherever that is, air base in Turkey. Shelling has now stopped at Al Assad base. About 35 total rockets hit. What this was last night. Everybody knows now. Iran responded to the U.S.'s killing of one of their generals. And so everybody's freaked out about, potential war and all of this. So that's what's going on. But I wanted to show you this because this all relates to digital assets ultimately. Donald Trump tweeted this out, and he tweeted this out last night. All is well. Missiles launched from Iran at 2 military bases located in Iraq. Assessment of casualties and damages taking place now. So far, so good. We have the most powerful and well-equipped military anywhere in the world by far. I'll be making a statement tomorrow morning. Now, that statement, I get out of that statement that maybe he's not going to be quite as aggressive. I think a lot of people are hoping that, and I am too, I'm hoping that no one was killed in this attack, and it will give Iran an out and everybody can kind of call this thing quits. That would be the best case scenario, I think, for everybody. But we shall see. Now, how does this affect digital assets? And this is what I want to focus on. But by the way, let's pray for all of the soldiers and all of anybody involved in this whole thing. Nobody wants people to be hurt or killed, and this kind of thing. Nobody wants war either. So let's pray for everybody on that. All right, but let's tie this into digital assets. And this is from Cryptopolis. Cryptopolis is a market guy. I mean, this guy's sharp. And he had tweeted this out here. Now, I wanted you all to go and listen to this. It's only about 5 minutes, and it came up just as a link. He tweeted this out. You can go into Crypt and give him a follow at Cryptopolis_X. You can give him a follow and then go and click on this link. And when you click on that link, it's going to give you this. What this is, it's an analyst who's talking about the markets and how this potential war and the things going on in Iraq could affect the markets, the stock markets and the markets of the world. And what the guy makes the point, the first thing he says is that we have not been in a recession in 11 years. Now, the guy that's talking, he acts like this is okay, this is normal, and he's not paying attention to the obvious things that you and I have been paying attention to, which are that has all been a blown up stock market by the central banks of the world. And so, but he makes the point that we've been in this for 11 years, and usually we have a recession every, I think the number is like every 5 or 6 years anyway, and that's the way it's been historically. And then he says now there a lot of times there are things that can and what I've called flashpoints. There are things that can happen which will interrupt what he called the natural course of things, which is the stock market going up, which I disagree with as well. I think that everything is cyclical in life. But this guy says that one of the most common things that interrupts a good market is an increase in energy prices as a result, and many times it's as a result of things like this, where oil prices or energy prices spike because of the uncertainty around something like what's going on in Iran and Iraq. And so this is an interesting piece. It'll give you some insight. Well, now let's look at this, which I also got this. Cryptopolis was also tweeting something out about this. Bank of England's Carney says central banks are low on ammunition. So think about this, as scary as all of this is, for digital assets, and not just digital assets, but safe haven assets. And traditionally, I've told you before, safe haven assets are gold, precious metals, treasuries in the past. Treasuries, I think at some point, maybe not now, who knows, but at some point, people are not going to look at treasuries, which is debt. The debt's the biggest problem the world has. At some point, they're not going to look at treasuries as a safe haven anymore. And some of these countries could start dumping them. Well, what happens when that occurs? Well, that's why I've called this the perfect storm on this channel many times. And the perfect storm is you have this joke of a stock market that's been built up for the last 11 years. And then in conjunction with that, somewhere, some way, you have a flashpoint, and a flashpoint could be this Iran thing. And all of a sudden you have that flashpoint, and then, since the central banks have done nothing but use all of their ammunition for the last 11 years, because none of the politicians wanted any of them to have to experience, they didn't want the population to have to go through what ultimately we're all going to go through, whether they like it or not, because you can only paper over a problem for so long without confronting the problem. And so here the Bank of England is telling you exactly what I'm saying here. Bank of England's Carney says central banks are low on ammunition. It's generally true that there's much less ammunition for all the major central banks than they previously had, and I'm of the opinion that this situation will persist for some time. Well, remember, isn't this the same guy who isn't Bank of England the same bank that is I think Brad Garlinghouse called him a paying customer of Ripple. When this guy speaks, I listen. So anyway, I think there's a lot more going on. So, and then you've got this. This is from a guy named Bonesaw. Bitcoin, gold, and oil spiked due to Iran shooting missiles at U.S. airbase. Bitcoin safe haven has come to fruition. And then here's the markets today. All right, you've got this. Bitcoin's up 5.5%. Now you've got XRP coming up back up into the green. But most importantly, the market cap. This market just a few days ago was under $200 billion, and we have gone up 20 plus billion in just a handful of days, folks. It happens fast in this space when it happens. Okay, now I want to show you this, and this is true story. Yesterday afternoon, I had a conversation with a major influencer. You know, there's a lot of influencers in the XRP space, and then it's kind of like tribes. There's influencers that are in different things. Most of them, it pretty much falls down between XRP and Bitcoin. Well, I spoke on the phone because I'm interested to hear that side of things. I spoke on the phone with a major Bitcoin influencer yesterday, and I asked the guy point blank. I said, "Are we what on the XRP side? What coming out of Ripple? What I see is just like Ripple said point blank. 2020 will be the year of digital assets. I've seen the same kind of sentiment from the CEO of Coinfield. Same kind of I've seen that sentiment a lot in the space, just from everyone. And I don't just attribute it to, oh, this is the new year. I haven't seen it like this before. Well, this guy basically said the same thing and totally agreed. He said, yeah, that's the same type thing that I'm hearing. And so I just wanted to pass that along. I'm not going to say any names because that's not how I roll. And then Michael Arrington, who runs Arrington XRP Capital, says it's going to be a very good year. And he said this yesterday. The vibe is out there, folks. And then XRP Crypto Wolf, the IMS chief economist, whoever that is, said digital currencies won't replace the US dollar in global trade anytime soon. They said cryptocurrency represented intriguing possibilities. This guy already said that XRP this guy, Brad Garlinghouse, already said that XRP complemented the USD. And then there's a little chart here. But let's see, Crypto Wolf also sent me this. Now, this might be the most important thing I've seen in the last few days, folks. Goldman Sachs is reorganizing its business to highlight its transformation into a digital bank. Goldman Sachs is reorganizing its business to more closely resemble Wall Street peers and give its nascent retail banking operations its own category. Why would Goldman Sachs want to transform into a digital bank? Well, that would be for the same reason that over in Singapore, they've got all these applications right now to become digital banks. That would be the same reason that over in Switzerland, which has traditionally been ground zero for the world's wealthy and money, you're starting to hear about digital banks popping up. These same guys that told you, it wasn't him, he was more pro, this is their new guy, he's more pro digital assets. But the last guy, Lloyd Blankfein, was all poo-pooing Bitcoin and XRP, or Bitcoin and digital assets for 2018. All of 2018, all these banks were saying, "Oh no, that's for money launderers, and that's this, and it's not going to happen," and all this. And they tried to scare everybody out. Meanwhile, they were all buying over the counter. They were buying digital assets, specifically Bitcoin, XRP, all of them. Okay, that was happening. It's a fact. And now they're opening a digital bank. They even floated out the idea that they were going to open a crypto trading desk, and then they pulled that back. So it was all kinds of funny games. It was shell games, same way that China has done since 2013 when I got in this. Michael at VAL5 links, new numbers from leading crypto exchange Binance indicate large institutional players are buying Ethereum and XRP at an increasing pace. Well, you better believe they are. And then there's this from XRP Wizard. This is the world's first, world's first blockchain-powered phone arrives at CES 2020. And this is called Bob. This is why Consumer Electronics Show 2020 is expecting to be a major game changer, as it will introduce the world's first blockchain-powered phone called Block, and it goes as Bob, I guess. Bob is a product created by a company, PundiX. And many of you will remember who've been here for a while. PundiX has a digital asset as well. I used to own some. I don't own any now, but many people do own PundiX. But they're headquartered in Singapore, and it talks about basically how they've created this blockchain-based phone. So that'll be pretty interesting. Finally, I wanted to give some credit here to Justin Vargas. This is one of the most talented people in the XRP community. My latest sketch, XRP Labs founder and creator of XRP Tipbot, beats a Vin. Apologies if I butchered the pronunciation in the video. This guy has done some great work, and you can see this is the kind of thing he does. But he is extremely talented.
Founder of XRP.
And he explains the person and a background on the person while he draws them. It's really amazing. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And tell your friends and family that if you want a sketch done, go see Justin Vargas. This guy's one of the most talented people I've ever seen. Thank you for listening.